How to only use a bit of the bleach bottle box dye.
Here is what I found.
How to measure out small amount of box dye for eyebrows.
I found this on the web.
How to bleach your eyebrows with box dye only using a small amount of bleach.
Here is what I found.
I don't know. Hello, welcome back to another video. You may be wondering why I'm doing so many makeup videos, and that's because I am currently working on a pretty exciting project which is due June 20 something. I should probably know that. I'm not going to tell you exactly what it is, but it's a film-based project, so I don't really have enough time to do painting or like anything else. I'm like very deep into this. Today I'm actually going to do my makeup for the project. I want to keep putting out content, but I'm not currently at school, so I'm not really like doing my day-to-day life, like driving in and like going to class and stuff like that. I'm just basically at home, try and edit some stuff during the day, and then I try and film in the evening because most of my shots are at nighttime. I can't really show you anything to do with the project except I can show you this makeup today. And what's wrong with a little makeup video, you know? I just have realized that I am doing a lot of makeup videos and you're probably just like, please do something else, and I will. But today's not the day. My makeup today is going to be a bit more fun than like my usual makeup that I would do when I'm going out, because I'm gonna like try a few new techniques that I've never done before, so this should be interesting. And because it's for a film, I feel a lot more able to be like free and experimental. I know I should be more experimental when I go out. I always want to be, but I'm just like a bit like anxiety, like blah, like I don't want people judging me. No, I don't care what people think about me. You know what? The reason I'm not that experimental when I go out for dinner or anything like that is just because I never give myself enough time. I have a terrible time management issue. Just always rushing. So I'm just like, I'm just gonna do what I normally do. The look I'm going for today is, hold on, I'm gonna show you some inspirations. I wanna go for like this 90s look. I have Naomi there, looking beautiful. My eyebrows have kind of like grown in a bit. You never can see it on the camera, but you can see like these little dark patches here. That's all my like eyebrow growing back in. And so I need to bleach them again because if I want that like perfect like I want to look like I have no other eyebrows. Last time I bleached my eyebrows at home, I used box dye, and it kind of worked out fine for me. I think maybe I was lucky. And then I told my hairdresser that I'd use box dye, and she was like, oh, don't do that. Box dye is not made for your face. And she told me what to buy today because I texted her and asked her, but they didn't have what I needed at the store. I needed bleach, powder, and I needed the developer, and they had none of it. And so I didn't have any other options, okay? I didn't have any other options. The pharmacy that I went to, I thought would have everything, and they really let me down. But this did end up okay. The only issue I'm having with this one is that the hair is much darker than I think the one that I used last time. But there's okay, you know what? If it starts to burn, we'll just take it off. I tried to Google how to use just a little bit of it because I don't want to use this whole bottle, but there was nothing on that, probably because you're not meant to dye your eyebrows with this stuff. But so I just washed my face. Again, probably not recommended. I'm sure it's better to have like oily face, but I don't know. Okay, we've been through this before, so I'm just gonna skip past this. You guys don't have to see this again. I'm just mixing all the stuff together. So I mixed it all up. It's like it comes out the top by itself, and it's already doing that. I don't know how, but there we go. I'm just gonna put a bit onto this like little piece of cardboard. So I just have a little bit on there, and then I have this little applicator. It's like a mascara brush, I guess. I'm just gonna put it on the mascara brush and then put it in my eyebrows. Okay. want to get those roots. That's like the main thing. Okay, so I just applied it and I'm gonna leave it in for 10 minutes. I think that's what I did last time. I don't feel anything, so that's a good sign. I've never done the thin eyebrow look before, so I am a bit nervous about the difficulty of it, but I'm sure we'll be fine. Alexa, make it colder.
The heat's set to 70.
Alexa, set upstairs to cool.
It's set to cool.
Alexa, set upstairs to 68.
The AC is set to 68.
Love you, Alexa. Dun, 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 dun. This is also kind of a look, just like the big Santa Claus eyebrows. Okay, I don't have anything to say right now, so I'm gonna let these sit for 10 minutes and then we'll get on with the makeup. Hopefully my face isn't a big red balloon when I get back. So fingers crossed. I'll see you in 7 minutes. I'll see you in 7 minutes. Okay, the timer has gone off. I'm gonna get a Q-tip and then just like rub a bit off and just see if it took anything off. I'm gonna leave it on for 2 more minutes, so I'll be back. Okay, it's been another 2 minutes and I'm just gonna take them off. They look like they are blonde. I think I did miss a couple underneath, but I can just pluck those out. So I'm gonna get a little wet tissue. Whoa. They're very white. I just rinsed this little applicator off because I think I can just use it again next time. And yeah, cool. All right, so eyebrows are done. I'm gonna moisturize my face a little bit extra. I'm not here recommending you do that because I don't think it's the safest, but at the same time, it did work for me, so I don't really know what to say about that, but okay. I had already washed and moisturized my face, so I'm just like adding little bits where I just wiped my skin. My vision is the thin brow, and then I want to do like the little heart-shaped lips and then like really blush everything, and then actually I think I want to do like a dark eye. So let's start with the Luminous Silk Giorgio Armani foundation. Just do a few pumps of that. I am not a makeup artist by any means. I have like sometimes people comment being like, you're not a makeup artist, and I'm aware. I am a painter, so I feel like doing makeup is just painting for your face. And you know, the more you do something, the better you're gonna get at it. So we practice and improve. Then I get my little beauty blender and I'm just gonna blend it out. This morning I was watching the GRWM conference, which had Sam Altman, who's the guy that started it. He was there answering questions and they were like talking about sort of the safety of AI and the fact that there has to be sort of like boundaries to what people can do with it. If you don't know what ChatGPT is, it's basically open AI. You can basically just have a conversation with the server and it just answers all of your questions. You can just type in anything in the browser and it will come up with like answers. To just test it, I was writing an essay and I just like typed in my title idea and it literally just wrote this amazing essay. I didn't use it, I didn't even read it, because honestly, I feel like the thing is with that is like, if you do read it, you're suddenly like, oh, I can't write anything better than that, and so it just like doesn't allow you to be creative in your own way. So I just saw that it was able to do it. That made me start to think like, how are schools regulating their students using ChatGPT for all their essays? Because from my understanding, every time you put something in there, it'll come up with a new answer. So when I put the essay title in, I didn't do it again, so I don't know if it would have written the same thing. I would imagine there has to be some similarity. It's not plagiarism technically because you're not copying from a written article that was written by another person. I am a painter, I just said that. There was a case where a person generated AI art and they made this painting and it won like awards and stuff. I don't remember exactly what the award was, but it won an award. And I found that so interesting because the man himself was not an artist, he was just some guy that was on, I don't know how you, I know ChatGPT is, I think it's just text. So I don't know what generator he used to create the AI painting, or it's not even a painting, it doesn't actually have a proper medium. I don't know what my view is on AI at the moment. I think that it can be a really great tool if it's used properly. And I was speaking to someone the other day and they were like, oh, AI can be really interesting if it's used as a tool, but it's not actually used to produce the final product. AI is being used for basically everything now. You know, there's like AI art, AI music, AI essays. Oh, sorry, I'm going in with my Kosas concealer that I have in 1.5C, and I just put it under my eyes, on my nose, on my chin. I'm gonna put some on my forehead as well, and like around my nose actually. I also saw people doing this, which I'm gonna try, where they just like to like shape in the jawline, I think. As an artist, obviously AI generated art is a little scary. If I can just put in a description of what I want the painting to look like and it could just generate it in like 10 minutes. But at the same time, it's not going to be a proper painting. Like, it's not going to be on a canvas with special brush strokes. It's not going to be what I would have made if I spent the time in the studio and was like painting on a canvas. Like, it's not going to be that. I know that a lot of people were very upset about the AI generated artwork winning awards, and I can definitely understand how artists are upset by that because he isn't an artist. Like, he didn't spend time making the piece. It's so hard to say because I guess he came up with the idea, and I know that there are a lot of artists who have the idea and then they get other people to make them. So is that the same? But this guy, instead of different people making it, he just used a computer? That's where things for me get a bit complicated. If you had the initial idea, is that different to the computer making it for you? If you guys have opinions about AI, I would love to know them because I am so in the middle. I don't know if it's good, I don't know if it's bad. I think it's scary because it's new. Just like everything that's new is scary. I'm sure when computers first came out, people were not that excited about it. I'm sure there were many that were, but I'm sure there were also many that were just like, what is this thing? Like, what is it capable of? How many jobs is it going to take away from us? All that kind of thing. And I actually don't know the repercussions of the computer becoming into existence. I should research that. I guess with AI, we're having those same fears because it's so new and it's happening so quickly. And it feels a bit like anything is possible. I guess there comes the question, is like talent needed anymore, or will the computers generate the talent when you just generate the ideas, but then ideas are talent? And what am I really afraid of? Like, do I genuinely think that AI will take away the need for a painter? I don't think so. I don't think that AI will replace real artists. It's on everyone's minds. I mean, everyone's talking about it. I went to a party the other night, we were talking about AI, and then someone like came up to us and like joined the conversation, and then they were like, oh, we were just talking about AI over there. Like, everyone at the party was just talking about AI. I know with ChatGPT, the information it spurts out is all coming from the internet. I used ChatGPT last night to ask it something about YouTube, and it kind of just gave me answers I had seen on like many articles. Like, I don't think it's generating new information that we're like not aware of. To me, ChatGPT is basically just like cutting corners. Do we want to cut corners? Like the only reason we're using the internet today is because the internet is the latest development in technology that we have available to us. But now AI is the latest technology that we have available to us. So aren't we just like developing technologies to make it easier for us to live? I think that what AI can do for us, however, is give people opportunities to learn things and to have a creative outlet that maybe they wouldn't have had before, such as maybe music. Learning how to play an instrument, learning how to make music on the computer can be extremely expensive and complicated, and maybe if there was an AI that helped people do that where they didn't need all this expensive equipment, that would be nice. Things like music and things like art and all of that is so elitist, and it still is today. I don't know how fair it is that because you have money, you're able to go to art school, you're able to buy special equipment and all of that, but then the people that are probably talented but don't have the money aren't able to sort of express themselves in any creative way because they're just it's not available to them. AI in that way, I do think will be helpful and will be a huge resource for people to use who were unable to get those resources before. It's so hard for anyone to have a strong opinion about it because it's not really been around enough for us to know the consequences of it. We're unable to really have a straight answer because we haven't really seen anything happen yet. Can you search in ChatGPT how to make an atomic bomb? That I don't know. And obviously that raises many issues. Can you use AI to hack into certain countries like power plants and things like that? I heard the story that possibly people can hack into LA's water system and like stop us from getting water. This is also new, so of course people have those worries. When it comes to things like art and stuff, I'm not convinced that AI is going to replace the artist. I think that anything computer generated has such a different vibe and feeling to it, and people can just tell. A lot of people I know who buy art, a lot of it is because the painting or the sculpture or whatever it is really makes them feel a certain way. And I think that feeling comes from being present with the piece, seeing the brushstrokes, imagining the painter or the artist there like creating this thing. And a lot of them say that they don't get that from AI art because that feeling isn't inside the piece. It's not the same. They're not able to feel present with it because they don't see a person behind the creation. An artist is like invaluable to creating art. I think that yes, some AI art is quite interesting. I think it's quite interesting that it's not able to really produce a proper face yet. I think it might just be another tool in order to make art. I don't think it's going to replace all art making. I think there will definitely be a market for AI art. NFTs, that was like a big thing that kind of died down a bit, and like everyone was so worried that NFTs were going to replace real artists, but obviously that didn't happen. I'm definitely hearing about NFTs a lot less than I was. I'm sure people were confused when the calculator happened and they were like, but you don't do math in your head now, so isn't that cheating? But it's like everyone uses a calculator today. Like I haven't done mental math since I was about 16 at school. Will AI help in development of like medical equipment and medical technology? That's so exciting. If we can help people who are sick with AI technology, that would be incredible. The one thing that did scare me was when they were talking about having it being self-aware, because they were like, obviously we don't want the technology to be self-aware. And I was like, well, how do you prevent that from happening? How do you prevent it from being self-aware? They also said that they don't really know what that means for it to be self-aware, but that definitely did scare me because I've seen a lot of like robot horror films, and so I was like, yeah, computers taking over. Sometimes Alexa doesn't really listen to me, and in that moment I'm like, oh god, she's gonna kill me. Like, she's not happy with me. Another thing that I heard is with AI, since it can like summarize everything that you ask it to, there was an idea floating around that when you Google something, AI will generate a summary of all the information you need to know, which would probably jeopardize news articles and stuff, because why would anyone scroll and scroll and scroll through articles to find the information they need when AI just summarized it for them in the beginning. I think that's an example of it maybe overtaking jobs. Okay, I'm gonna go and start these brows, which I'm a bit nervous about. I don't really know, like how high do we want to go? Let's look at Naomi quickly. Basically, I think they're above my eyebrow. So I'm just gonna like go over my real brow, if that makes sense. At this point, I'm like, I should have watched a tutorial. Okay, it's quite dark. They're a little angrier than hers. Okay, that's kind of cute. I just like fluffed it up with the pencil a bit on the middle. I'm gonna do the other one. It doesn't recognize my face because I have different eyebrows. So I want to do like a stark smoky eye. So I'm gonna use this like side of it, I don't know what that is, the crayon, and I'm just gonna see what happens. Okay, so I just like did a super messy wing with the crayon, and then I'm just gonna like blend it out with the Q-tip. Okay, the eyes ended up so smoky and also very messy, so I'm just like cleaning them up with some concealer. Oh! Oh my god. How? Literally without fail, I always poke myself in the eye. Ah! Why is that the most painful thing in the world? That is like the most painful thing. Okay, I'm gonna do my mascara in the mirror because the only reason I put myself in the eye... Oh, hold on. Hello? Oh, by the way, I use this Pat McGrath eyeliner thing. My mom gave this to me, and it's got like all these glitters. And I use this dark glitter one. Noir Moon, I'm assuming that one's called. Okay, I'm gonna go like heavy on that blush because I wanted like a baby doll look, but we went a bit more like rock chick, which is cool. And I use the Wet n Wild makeup stick in blush. Oh no, it's not called blush, it's called Peach Bums in blush. So for example, this project I'm doing, it's a lot of work. Do you think one day AI will be able to generate like full films? Would they be able to generate like moving, talking characters? And then if they look realistic, could they just make movies and just like code in what the characters are meant to do, and then that's how they make movies? Like, that's kind of crazy to think about. If you could just put information, like put the storyline in that. I keep talking about the conference today, but that's kind of why I'm talking about it. But in the conference, they were talking about like limits and like how far you're allowed to go when it comes to the use of AI. But I feel like if people figure out ways, I mean, there's no way of really stopping people from doing what they want, I think, at the end of the day. I think if you give people a tool, like, they'll probably find a way to utilize it however they wish. Which is a bit scary because most of the human race I find quite terrifying. Okay, I'm gonna do some bronzer. I can't find my big bronzer brush. Just like I can't find anything. I also think like a lot of the human race is kind of like don't think, and if they're given a dangerous tool, I'm not saying AI is dangerous, but you know, if it develops in a way that you could do dangerous stuff with it, like that scares me, because it's like giving a dumb person a gun. Like, why are we doing that? I don't know, but we are doing it because some other dumb people think it makes sense to give dumb people guns. And that is just how the world is. So I'm just thinking like they're given another dangerous tool and those people use their guns as if they, you know, with no thought or anything. So if we give them another dangerous object, another dangerous tool, what makes you think that they're not gonna use that in the same kind of way? I think the only way that you can really learn about it is by like talking to other people. But then at the same time, like no one really knows much about it, except for the people that are kind of working on it, but like they might not even know much about it. So yeah, it's all very confusing. And like the people that have strong opinions about it, I guess have strong opinions about kind of nothing at the moment, just because there's been no proof of anything, like nothing drastic has happened yet that I know of. If I'm wrong, please correct me. Okay, I'm gonna do my lips quickly, because this has taken far too long. And of course I don't have my lip liner. Okay, that's fine. I'm just gonna use a different colored lip liner. I do have a red lip liner, which is why this is very frustrating. You know what, I'm gonna attempt to just draw the little lip shape I want with this little pencil. This is a pencil, but it's just like a thick pencil. This is a NARS pencil. I actually got this free at Sephora because it was like a birthday present or something, and it's such a nice color and it's super matte. I love this. So just wipe the lips off. Is that cute? It's definitely a bit messy, but it's kind of cute. I think my food is here. I'm gonna have to eat my food and then do the shot. So I think these are gonna be ruined anyway. It's like really hard to do the like line around the lip. Okay, the hair, what are we gonna do with the hair? Ow, Jesus Christ. Okay, I think that's cute. Okay, I think this is cute. I'm gonna go eat my food is here. That's literally how long this took. Okay, hi, I'm back. I just ate dinner and then I was gonna shoot and then I realized that I have lipstick all over me. I was just making a TikTok with this look on and I realized that the lipstick was making me look way too much like Doris from Shrek. So I'm gonna actually just fill my whole lips in with the red because Doris from Shrek is not exactly the look I was going for. So, and I think just like the shape wasn't really doing it for me. Somehow I got lipstick on my neck, which I don't really know how that happened. By the way, if you're in LA and you go to Tatsu Ramen, get that chicken sandwich. It was so good. It was like the perfect crispy fried chicken in like white soft bread with like mayo. Oh, it was so good. Oh, now I'm so tired. I had the sandwich and then I had a whole ramen bowl, which was so much food, and then 4 of those soy eggs, and I'm pretty sure that is like terrible for your cholesterol, but I never get ramen. And those soy, like the soy marinated eggs are like the most delicious thing that I've ever eaten. So every time I get it, I get loads and then I feel physically sick. I also put my hair up instead of the the headband, because the headband was kind of making it seem like the look wasn't finished. So yeah, it's currently 10:36. I feel like I've been getting ready for quite a long time. Oh, this color is like the most perfect color. I think that's better. Thank you guys so much for watching and keeping me company while I did my makeup for like 3 hours. Please subscribe if you can, that would be so awesome. Come and join this little family that we're growing, and yeah, thank you again so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. And I can't wait to tell you about this project. I'm very excited for you guys to know. So yeah. And let me know what you think about AI, because I am genuinely curious about people's opinions on this, because there's so many like conflicting arguments and I just don't know which way I go. Not that I have to go away, I can be a bit on both sides. Okay, thanks guys, I love you. See you next time, bye.